And maybe if I could stop filming right when the sun is all up in this window, that would be cool. So today we are starting a recipe week. We are doing shampoo bars, and it's going to be awesome and fun and super all of the things. And they're also going to be short and sweet videos with all of the recipes because I am kind of busy right now. I'm scrambling to get everything ready for Disney and get stuff pre-recorded for the week of Disney. You guys still have stuff while I'm gone. And so it's kind of a lot. And as a result, some of the videos are going to be short, but that's good. And I will tell you more about the shampoo bar recipe that we are doing today in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for week 21 of year 3, and as I said, this is a recipe week, so we are doing shampoo bars for a number of reasons. First, shampoo bars are something that I did at the very beginning of the channel. I did the shampoo bar recipes and all the different days where the Soap and Clay kidlets came in and did the things, and I talked about the formulation of shampoo bars. But I haven't really done a lot with shampoo bars since, and since then I have actually updated my recipes for a number of reasons. So I've changed up the oils and the butters a little bit, but definitely leaned into the inclusions within the actual lye solutions as well to produce an even better lather, an even better conditioning agent, all of the things. And so that's what we are doing. And we're going to get to the recipe in just a minute, but first and foremost, this is not a video wherein I am going to convince you that cold processed shampoo bars are the right thing to do for your hair. I would never be that person because that person is a dick and I don't like being a dick. So generally speaking, when you are looking at what is right for your hair, that's going to be an individual choice. There are people that prefer to use the shampoo that you get in the squeeze bottle and all of the jazz because their hair performs better with that, and that is completely fine. However, that said, there are also a number of people who swear by cold processed soap for their hair. And we have talked about the pH of the hair and the scalp, and for the people who think that cold processed shampoo is bad for your hair. And it's first and foremost nonsense, as we've discussed. But secondly, that's fine. You don't have to buy into it. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that shampoo bars are better for your hair than a squeeze shampoo. I am providing recipes for those that want to make shampoo bars. That is it, and that is all. Let's not make things weird in the comments. Seriously. Now for today's recipe, we will be focusing on two main areas of concern for hair and scalp that a lot of people deal with, and that is dandruff and oily and or dry scalp. So I guess 3 areas of concern, and we're going to tackle it using the exact same shampoo bar because a lot of this, the dandruff, the dry scalp, the oily scalp, it has to do with the pH of the scalp itself. And so balancing the acid mantle on the skin, balancing the acid mantle on the scalp, all things. So we're going to talk about the recipe that I formulated, and it's one of my original recipes that have been around for a long time. But again, I have made some tweaks to it and changed up some things to make it an even better recipe, which we will discuss, in the video. Okay, so we are starting off with my type 1 recipe, and here is the recipe right here. We will talk about all of these things. So, simple recipe in 25% of all of the oils: coconut, palm, karanja, and hemp. The inclusions are soap nuts in the lye solution at 1%, kaolin clay at 1%, and tea tree plus neroli as essential oils to be the actual scent of the bar, but it serves, if you believe in the essential oil thing, double duty in balancing the pH of the scalp. 5% superfat for this. I soap adds 2.4 times water to lye, And I don't really believe that matters at all. As we have talked about with the water, that is not, does not have anything to do with the finished product so much as it has to do with how long it takes to cure and firm up and all of the jazz. For this particular soap, I do use just a standard mica to color it. You don't have to. You don't have to color your shampoo bars at all. With my, situation, I like to use the micas that are going to be, skin safe and all of the jazz, just to differentiate between all of the three, versions. But you could get into the natural colorants, which check the playlist for that in a couple weeks, and we will talk more about natural colorants because they do also have benefits. So as you can see with this lye solution here, I am straining it out to get rid of all of the residual soap nuts and all of the jazz. I just put, 3 or 4 soap nuts into the lye solution for a batch this size. A batch this size is 24 bars of 4.5 ounce, 4.5 ounce bars. So there it is. It comes out to be about 1% if you were to do the powdered version, which you can also do either within the lye solution or within your soap oils, much like you would the kaolin clay. Kind of anything goes. Kaolin clay, again, what I put in is copious amounts, but go ahead and start at 1% and see how you like it. Kaolin clay itself does have a benefit to the skin. It does, and as does the soap nuts, will have a benefit to skin and hair. And obviously all of the oils that we are putting into this, as well as the essentials, they're all done with purpose for a recipe like this, which is specifically targeted for shampoo or hair. The pour for this is short and sweet because, it's a very simple batch of soap. So much with shampoo bars, it's going to be all about the recipe formulation. And I don't know a whole lot of people who spend a lot of time making shampoo bars fancy. So it is what it is. You get a very short and sweet, but I don't know how to change my ways, really, and not include a secondary card. This is just what I do. So to the PVC that it's being poured in, yeah, it's PVC. So I will take this, I will put it in an oven, or you can wrap it in a, heat pad if you want to CPOP and gel. I CPOP and gel everything. And then for the next day, after it's solidified, the next day I pop it into the freezer, these particular, PVC pipes, for about an hour or so. And then I take it out of the freezer, and the heat of the room and like just the shock from the freezer to the room starts to, do cool things with the PVC. And then you can slide those out or, bang the crap out of them and get the, the soap out of the mold. So now on to the why. Now first up, the most obvious, the Karanja oil. Now Karanja oil is antibacterial, it is anti-inflammatory, it is antifungal, it is just a known, oil that is great for scalp care, for hair care, for skin care, to help out with chronic skin conditions. So that's kind of an obvious inclusion, and because of the high amounts of oleic acid within it, it's going to substitute 100% for any olive oil that I would otherwise put in a recipe. I don't like putting olive oil in a recipe that's, specifically targeted for dandruff control, because dandruff is something that can be caused by either having too dry of a scalp or too oily of a scalp. And olive oil is not something that I want to put into a recipe like this, just because I don't know exactly what could be causing the dandruff, because you're not, in front of me. Same can also be said about coconut oil, which is why I include it only at 25% within this recipe, because I do want the bar hardening properties and I do want the bubble, but because it's only included at 25% to eliminate the potential of exacerbating an existing condition, I really do need to lean into more, bubbling properties, which is where the soap nuts come in. So the soap nuts, first and foremost, are going to help with the big lather, but they're also going to help with a mild hair cleanser, as well as a conditioning agent for the hair, while we're working on, balancing the pH of the scalp. Inclusion of the palm oil is obviously bar hardening, but also palm oil is very high in vitamins A and E, which is going to be very good for moisturizing the hair as well as helping to balance the scalp. So it can be very good with this, especially when it comes to the hair follicles and really declogging them to promote growth, but also to, eliminate any sort of issues that could be caused by, clogged hair follicles. Now, the last one is the hemp seed oil, obviously. So it's known also because of its omega-3, 6s, and 9s to help out with treating, dry, itchy scalp, dandruff, all of the things. The essential oils, tea tree is well known, I believe, for its antibacterial, antiseptic properties. Neroli is much the same because it is a citral. So those essential oils are going to provide a benefit as well. And I know that I have said in, times past that it can be a bad idea to put really expensive oils in soap. And that is true for most recipes that are just regular body bars, but when you are focusing on the hair and the scalp specifically, this is where your really expensive oils are really going to shine. And so, yeah, this can be a pricey recipe, but if you are looking to maybe help out and alleviate dandruff without the use of medicinal products, this is a great recipe to try out. And there it is, a shampoo bar recipe to balance the pH of the scalp and to help out with dandruff. Because again, as I said in the video, dandruff can be caused by either dry or overly oily scalp. So this will help balance the pH and really bring your scalp back to its natural healthy area so you can eliminate some problems with dandruff. Now this bar, just because I have thought about this with dandruff in mind, that does not mean that it's not going to be a good all-purpose bar for just kind of standard hair like mine. I have used this bar quite a bit. It's not my favorite in the line for my particular hair. We will talk about mine throughout this week as well, but you can use it for just general hair, which is something a little bit different than, the shampoos that you get specifically for dandruff from the drugstore, right? Because those actually have, medicinal things in them that might not be good for scalps if you don't have dandruff, so there's that. Definitely a bar that can be used for all hair types. And so I'm just talking about the potential benefits of the Karanja and whatnot within this guy because of the whole aforementioned balancing of the pH. So there's that. I hope you guys had a good time with this video. As always, I love to see ya. Thank you so much for being here. An extra big special thank you to my sudsers. You guys are amazing and you rock. For any of you who try the recipe, let me know how it goes in the comments. I'd sure appreciate it. But I'm out of here because, as I said, I am trying to get a stockpile of videos before I leave for Disney. So I gotta zoom. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of shampoo bar soapy fun. Bye. So I know that I've talked about this, and my favorite stick blender is this thing that exists in my hand, but this is the third stick blender of whatever this is that I have purchased in the past year of our Lord 2023, and every single one of them does this, and I'm tired of it. That's a sad day. You've let me down, stick blender. I am currently and officially on the market, in the market, for a new one, because this is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't think that I should